Welcome back on the AM show. Exciting times indeed. But police in the Central Region have arrested 2 persons suspected to have gunned down a businessman at Opeikuma near Kasoa. And we'll be bringing you some snippets of what exactly happened there, as Central Regional Police Commander DCOP Habiba Chumesi Sapong says a series of measures are being rolled out to deal with the crime situation at Kasoa and other neighborhoods. We'll be joined by our correspondent Richard Kojonyako, but he has more in the following report.
On the 31st of March, the Kasoa Divisional Police Command received reports that a man aged about 45 had been shot by an unidentified male suspect who was a pillion rider on a motorcycle close to the Opeikuma traffic light in Kasoa. Police proceeded to the crime scene, found the man and dragged him to the Kasoa Polyclinic, where he was pronounced dead. Initial investigation revealed that 2 men on a black Royal motorbike at Opeikuma Junction traffic light and a pillion rider on the same bike, armed with a shotgun, got down from the motorbike, attacked the deceased, who was coming from the opposite direction of the road, collected some brown envelopes he was holding and shot him on the chest. Central Regional Police Commander DCOP Habiba Chumesi Sapong addressed the media on the development.
The deceased was identified later as Mr. Stephen Enchi, a businessman who stays at Obolo Estate at Kasoa. Investigations revealed that the deceased on the day of the incident was sending unspecified amount of money in an envelope to meet his business partner when he was shot and robbed by the suspect at Opeikuma Junction traffic light. New development. On 19th April 2021, the Kasoa Divisional Police Command, based upon intelligence, arrested suspect Eric Asare, aka Fanta Moja, at his hideout at Budumbura in connection to the murder robbery of the deceased Stephen H. at Opeikuma Junction, Kasoa. Meanwhile, the suspect is yet to be put before court. Body of the deceased was deposited at the police hospital mortuary for preservation, identification, and autopsy.
The police commander also briefed the media on the measures put in place to clamp down criminal activities at Kasoa.
Security measures put in place to curb criminals at Kasoa and Millennium City Division. More personnel have been sent to augment the strength of personnel at the 2 divisions to help with operations, police operations. Vehicular, motorbike, and foot patrols have been intensified. Police, in collaboration with opinion leaders, are negotiating to form more community watch committees. Media education, community engagement are ongoing within the 2 divisions and its environment. More informants have been cultivated to help with information sharing. Very soon, there will be introduction of tent cities to be closer to the public. They will be co-locating within certain environment within Kasoa.
In a separate development, the Kasoa CID, acting on intelligence, arrested and brought to the Kasoa Divisional Headquarters suspect Kofi Apia, also known as Abuaji Da Costa, together with 10 bundles of 50 Ghana cedi notes suspected to be fake. The suspect was arrested from his hideout at Estate Junction at Kasoa. A search conducted in his apartment led to the retrieval of the bundles of money. He has since been detained and would be arraigned in court subsequently.
We'll be bringing you other stories from across the regions, but for now, let's focus on the Central Region where this indeed happened. Richard Kojonyako joins us with the latest. Richard, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what is the latest? What are the further developments that we've seen on this matter that you can share with us?
So the police tell me that they are preparing the suspect for court, and so that is the latest. But they tell me that the Kasoa area is a bit problematic, and the other time we spoke with them, they said that the Kasoa incidents are being exaggerated because if you look at the Tobut area, that does not fall under Kasoa. It is not in the central region. But when any incident happens there, they attribute it to Kasoa. So they are worried about the labeling of Kasoa. Even the 10-year-old boy who was killed by the teenagers, that incident happened in the Gas South municipality and did not happen at Kasoa. So other adjoining communities, when any incident happens, it is attributed to Kasoa. They label Kasoa as the crime spot, and that is where they have a bit of a problem. But nonetheless, you heard her saying that they rolled out series of measures, and they believe that would ensure that they bring the situation of Kasoa, the crime level of Kasoa, they would put it in check. And so that is really what they are doing. Today, we'll be on the ground to check whether the policemen, she indicated in the press briefing that they're going to send more of their men to Kasoa to ensure that things are really brought under control. We are going to see whether what she said would match what really would be on the ground. And so that is what we will be doing today.
Well, interesting point you make there, because indeed we have heard, because Kasoa is a central location, a lot of the time, even the outskirts of Kasoa or towns close to Kasoa are still considered Kasoa, and that's a major problem. But we've heard from the regional police commander, and she has been talking about whether indeed the police has the capacity to deal with the spate of crime. What has she been saying in that respect?
Well, so she said that, well, the police do have the capacity, but they would want more. And so that is why they are doing more. In addition to what they already have on the ground, they are putting in place other things, including involving the community folk at Kasoa to form some neighborhood watchdogs, to be each other's keeper, to be their neighbor. And so they could also be informing the police, giving them tip-off, because the police ordinarily will act on information that will be given by the general public. Together, they feel that to combat crime is a shared responsibility. And so if the resident would sit on the fence and would watch the police do that alone, that situation will remain unsolved. And so that is why they would want to move everyone along to ensure that this thing is done. You know, Kasoa has become a center where people that even work in Accra, they do stay in Accra and they commute to Accra on a daily basis. So it's such a fluid situation there, because the people there are not permanent. They move in and come in, they move out and come in as they will. And so it becomes very difficult for you to even identify who your neighbor is, who your next door neighbor is, because tomorrow that person could change. And so it is not like, for instance, Cape Coast, that you know a lot of people, Auntie Kwa knows Antama, and then the sons and the daughters. But in Kasoa, it is a bit different. It's a different ballgame, and that is why they are finding it sometimes tough dealing with the Kasoa incident.
Now, I want you to share with us what the reactions have been. The family of this 45-year-old businessman, they have had their own sentiments to share. What is the latest you can share from there?
So they remain distraught. They are relying on the authorities, especially the security agencies, to ensure that justice is done. So once they got the hint that that person has been arrested, they want the security agencies or the police to follow that incident to the letter, to send the person to court, and then ensure that a very good sentencing regime takes place. And so that is what they are saying. But the general sentiment you pick around Kasoa is that, well, sometimes when they report the matter to the police, they do not act on them. But when I spoke with the regional police commander, he indicated that, well, they only count the number of cases when they are reported. And so if an incident happens and it is not reported to the police will not be able to handle or manage such situation. And so that is why they are calling for calm, that whatever has happened, now they are rolling out series of measures. It's been an albatross on the neck of every regional minister, every police commander dealing with the Kasoa incident. And so that remains the situation.
Well, two other quick things. The family has reacted, but I want you to box this together. How have the people you've spoken to in that enclave, how have they been reacting? And again, how has the police responded to the issue of arms proliferation? It appears there are a lot of arms in that enclave, and that's also precipitating the crime we're seeing. What can you say in that respect?
So to the second question, the proliferation of arms in that place, the police say they are working on it, and that is why they would want the neighborhood watchdog thing to be activated. So if someone is doing something untoward, it needs to be brought to the attention of the police. So together with the community folk, they can put that one in check. And it is because of how people move in and out of Kasoa that become very difficult, because you might put the place within check today, but tomorrow it might not be the same, because it's not the same people you constantly find there. There are foreigners, people that do not even come from Ghana, and the Bujumbura camp and the other things. So it becomes very difficult, but they feel that, or they hope that things would be under control when they do that.
Richard, we're very grateful that you joined us with the latest as far as that crime is concerned. But still staying on crime, police have arrested 2 suspects for burning a 64-year-old woman alive at Nankwanduri in the Bunkpurugu district of the Northeast region. Now, Regional Crime Officer Superintendent Ruben Dugra, who confirmed the arrest, said the suspects were arrested at Dadieso in the Western North region after they had attacked the woman and her husband with petrol in the Nankwanduri town in January this year. He spoke to regional correspondent Ilyasu Tanko.
Somewhere 26th of January 2021 at Nankwanduri, one of the villages in the Bunkpurugu districts in the Northeast region. This young man, he has an uncle who works with the GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority. So the uncle came home and he called him just to advise him to be of good behavior and conduct himself well. He was then working with 2 others. So apparently he wasn't happy with these kind of pieces of advice the uncle was giving him. So this got him infuriated. He went home and came back with petrol in this ablution can to burn the house of the uncle. So at that time he arrived, the uncle's mom, the 64-year-old woman, one Lila Akuya, she was standing at the gate of the door. So she kind of tried to prevent him from carrying out this bad intention of his. Then this young man just poured the petrol on the body of this old lady and lit her. This young man, after this act, he went into a hideout. He actually ran into neighboring Togo, but we had hint of his movement, so we put a trail on him. We were monitoring him. When he got to know that police were closing up on him, he relocated. So we continued our trail on him and we located him at Western North region, precisely in Dadieso. And then in collaboration with the Dadieso police, and that is the NC Divisional Command, we were able to apprehend him. We think that this young man's conduct amounted to an attempt to murder. So we are giving him an attempted murder and at the same time causing harm. The others who were kind of acting alongside with him will be held for aiding and abetting him. And so those are the charges we are preparing for now. But we will be forwarding the docket to the law office for advice.
So you heard the charges there, causing harm and attempted murder. Let's connect now with our correspondent, Ilyasu Tanko, who has the latest on this beat. Ilyasu, thank you for joining us. Now, what more can you share, apart from what we know up to this point, on this specific matter?
Well, what we know is that this morning the case has been sent to the Wale court here in Wale. So the suspect will be appearing for the first time in court this morning. And we also been able to speak with the family relatives of this particular woman. It's not only the woman who suffered injured in this particular attack, the husband of the woman was also injured, but the woman's injury, as we understand, was more extreme than the husband's own. And so we are expecting to see the son of the woman coming to court, and As we speak right now, the woman, as we are learning, is also in a stable condition. She's been going to hospital since the incident happened in January. And from our conversation with the relative, the woman is currently in a stable condition.
Okay, I want you to quickly do this for us. We've seen pictures, terrifying pictures, but can you tell us what is the extent of burns? What have the medical people told us so far? What can you share on that, in that respect?
Well, we have not really been able to speak to the medical expert, but the pictures that we saw that the police have been able to share with us, you realize that this woman was nearly burnt completely. And you can see that as we speak right now, she's somehow not been able to walk proper because her legs, completely, all the two legs are completely damaged in this particular attack, and she's been finding it difficult to work. And she also suffered other bodily injuries. What happened is that when this young man came to the house in an attempt to bend down the house of his uncle, the woman was alone with her husband, an elderly man, of course, but they were alone in the house. And so when he came at about 4 p.m. to bend down the house, the woman came out and attempt to stop him from carrying out this particular arson attack. And that particular intervention by the woman didn't go down well with this gentleman. So immediately he poured this particular substance in the ablution that, is suspected to be petrol. He poured it on the woman and lit her. And so all the woman's body was soaked with this particular substance, and every part that the petrol touched, the woman was nearly incinerated, and that is why she suffered this particular massive bodily injuries. And so as we speak right now, virtually the woman is paralyzed and finding it difficult to walk in the Bunkurugu township and the Nankwanduri township.
So the latest, I guess, Iliasu, is the fact that they are going to court today in Wale Wale. That's the latest.
Yes, exactly. I'm currently at the courtyard, and we are waiting for the arrival of the judge as well as the suspect themselves. We understand they will be moved from the Gambaga prison where they have been held since the arrest, and so they will be moving from Gambaga to Wale Wale to appear in court for the first time since the arrest.
Iliasu, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on the latest.